Coach Richard LeCounte was disciplined, they said yesterday, for missing practice. Any insight on what happened?
Yeah, it's just something just in terms of team rules.
Hey, Coach, those two long drives you guys gave up against the Broncos, were there opportunities to get off the field that you just didn't make?
Yes. There's some different things in that game. I just wanted to kind of calm it down and pull back a little bit. So it just came down to we were just a little bit off, on the third downs. The first half we were really good. The second half we just didn't get off as much. So we cleaned that up. We talked to the guys about it. So
when you look at Pittsburgh's offense, it seems like there's a lot of underneath stuff, but then every once in a while they take that deep shot. So how do you kind of handle both aspects of it?
right, what you said is what they do. And everybody knows it. Ben does a good job. You can't fool him. He understands coverages, and he gets rid of the ball extremely quick when he knows what he's looking at. But every now and then they will just, block it up and take shots down the field. So you have to defend both. So you have to mix your coverages, pressures, and just try to give them different looks to get them just to hold the ball for a split second.
On that, though, he's so good at avoiding sacks. And
Yeah.
So what do you tell your DBs about sticking to their guy?
You have to. You have to play tight coverage, and it has to be zone and man. You want to play, some split safety defense as well, single high. But I think it's the whole combination of mixing everything. But the guys, regardless of what you're in, just being ready to get tight to their coverage.
On John Johnson's interception, did he bait Teddy into that throw? What happened?
It was good. He did a good job keying the route combination. That's what a lot of teams run, when you play quarters or they catch you in quarters. And he felt it. He just pushed off of it and did exactly what Coach Howard was teaching him to do and just came away with a pick. So I was very, very happy to see that happen.
He's told us that, this is really a new role for him. Instead of kind of moving all around, he's playing mostly that free safety. Are you seeing him take steps that way? Is he turning the corner? Is it still, getting used to it?
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's really the quarterback of the defense for us in terms of the back end. And we're really trying to get him playing more the free safety position as we're settling the other guys in. We got Grant back at the beginning of the season, so we can move the pieces around, and we will as we continue to move through the season. But right now, we're just trying to really keep him in the post and control everything.
Joe,
This is probably Ben's last appearance in Cleveland, they're saying, in Pittsburgh at least.
Yeah.
Does that give any added incentive to your guys?
No. We're just worried about this game, and who knows with Ben. He could play a few more years. You can see he still can make all the throws. He still understands the defense, and he's making good decisions for those guys. So who knows, but hopefully, all we have to worry about is this game. We'll see.
Joe, I know you guys want to flip the field and get turnovers. How do you make that happen? It's just as simple as making it happen?
Yeah, that's the one area just going back. During this mini-bye, we just went back and looked at our first 7 games. And we looked at all different areas, and one of the areas that we're struggling in is takeaways. Now, the one thing that we're doing differently than we did last season is we're playing more man coverage. So a lot of times your back's to the ball instead of, dropping the zones and seeing the ball. So that'll make your numbers go down a little bit, but we've had opportunities and we haven't cashed in.
Pittsburgh's new coordinator has really made a commitment to try to run the ball, and last 2 games it looks like they have. But
Yeah.
How's it going? How does it affect?
You can definitely see his influence, taking over as a coordinator. The last 2 games, I believe Harris is 3rd overall in the NFL just in terms of rushing yards, and he gets more than half of those yards after contact. And I think they're 6th in the NFL in terms of explosive runs. I think with their system, because of the RPOs and the throws that Ben makes, you don't feel it as much. But when you look at the tape, you certainly feel it. So, we're definitely going to have to gang tackle this running back and get as many guys around as we can.
Miles got up to such a fast start last year. Do you think he's playing at the same level this year? 9 sacks through 7 games or 9.5?
It feels that way. He's definitely affecting the game. There's different things we're trying to do with him, move him around to create matchups. But he's definitely making an impact, and I think he's making it easier for other guys as well.
When he plays a guy like TJ's on the field at the same time, do you think Miles gets any more juice up for a matchup like that?
No. He's on the other side of the ball, so I don't. I think Miles is worried about, how he can affect the game for us.
Kind of off of Miles and helping others. Joe, the
top 5 pass rush win rate. You guys have 3 with McKinley, Clowney, and Miles up there. Just do you think that is because they're really able to help one another and get there to the quarterback?
I think it's a little bit of that. I think they're learning and they're working well together. And I think we're able to move them around just because of their ability. But I think the key word you said is 3. When you have 3, I think it makes it easier. And obviously, we want to continue to affect the quarterback as much as we can.
During that mini bye, did you throw out anything?
I would say maybe this reorder, maybe the cause. And you guys, have asked me multiple times just with all the guys we have, how much do you keep putting in, and that's what happens. It's like how much can you put in, and how much is too much. And I kind of flirted with that line a little bit. And then when you make 1 or 2 mistakes, was it worth it to do it? So we really looked at that, and we're really going to try to keep a tight menu, but maybe pick more from certain packages game to game instead of trying to do a little bit of all of them.
Is that what contributed to some of those busted coverages?
Yeah, well, you come out in practice and you rep some of those pressures to certain looks, and you get in the game and it's something you didn't rep it against, and if somebody's off, just a drop or their gap, and now you get hit with a play. So just very conscious of that, and just want to make sure I do a good job preparing them, but at the same time, don't give them too much.
Going back to Miles, I know he's talked about maybe some of these calls he's not getting that he feels like he should be getting.
Yeah.
How have you seen him fight through that physically and mentally, I guess?
It's the NFL. It happens every week. So he just said something to me earlier, and I was like, hey, but they're going to hold you. I mean, that's the NFL. Same thing with DBs. Receivers will push, we grab. How many flags are they going to throw? So he'll be fine.
Joe, their rookie tight end seemed to have a lot of catches their last game. Do you think they're like turning a corner and incorporating him a little more?
Yeah, they have a good tight end group. I mean, they have guys that can run. They have size. But you can definitely see he's become more of a factor in terms of getting the ball. You can see it on first, second down. You can also see it on third down.
You think Jadeveon is going to be able to play?
I hope so. I do. I think he is.
Last week, the Delpit blitz where he wasn't able to finish that sack, but that speed that he showed, I mean, is that something where you see and you're like, man, we can do a lot of stuff with this guy?
Definitely. But that's what happens. We can do this, we can do that. You just have to be careful. Because the looks you see week to week, they could be different. Their game plan than you. So that's just moving forward. I just want to be aware of that and not give them too much.
We know those hamstrings can be tricky. I mean, do you think it's going to be hard for Ward to make it for this game?
I don't know. Just take it day to day and see where he's at. He's out there going through the walkthrough part of practice with us. So we'll see what happens the next couple days.
How do you feel like you guys are set? I mean, it's like, Greg was out. I know Denzel had to come out of the one game early with the neck.
That's, for me, it's just it's the next guy up. Because if you worry about injuries, guys going down, man, you'll be sick. So it's like, I feel confident in the guys we have in the back end. So, Greg, Reed will start, Troy, and then we have other guys we're preparing to play too if Denzel doesn't make it.
How kind of valuable is Reed been because of that stuff that's happening?
He stepped up and played well. I mean, he's made plays on the ball, created fumbles. So I'm very pleased where he's at. He's playing with a lot of confidence right now. So it's just an opportunity for him to step up for the defense.
What do you make of their rookie running back? Anything unique about him?
Big, strong, physical, hard to tackle, can catch the ball out of the field. He's doing a lot of good things for him. And you can see they're really trying to establish the run game and that physical nature of football.
Do you see them taking the focus of the offense to the running game and away from Ben in this year at all?
No, I think it's in their system is built in terms of what they choose to do or how they operate. But I think they definitely want to run that guy for sure. Definitely.
Joe, it's obviously not your side of the ball, but when a guy like Dearness has a game like he has Thursday night, do you use that as a message to kind of send a message to guys like be ready, get ready for that opportunity, whatever it might be?
That's a
coaching
message.
Point there?
Yeah, that's a message that Kevin talked to the whole team about, after the game. Because you always have to prepare. You always have to be ready to go, when your number's called. And he was behind really 2 great backs, and his number was called, and he had a great night. So I'm happy for him. The whole team's happy for him, and it definitely sends a message.
Joe, it seems like Mac Wilson showed up a little bit the last couple games on tape.
Yeah.
What have you seen from him?
Mac's doing good things. I think early on, this with the rotation, he wasn't getting a lot of reps. But the last few games he's gotten in, and he's played really well for us. And he has to continue to do that, especially with JLK out.